Happy December 19th, and welcome to MicroStrategy Today, the only daily show bringing you the news, the updates, the insights of MicroStrategy 7 days a week. Today, we're talking about Saylor addressing the ATM, his selling at the market on a Bloomberg interview. We're also going to talk about some really interesting things that are coming up in MicroStrategy that you won't want to miss. We're also going to talk about why the market dumped when the Fed came out with their 25-point basis cut. Not just MicroStrategy, not just Bitcoin, the market, and a lot more. But first, this is not financial advice, so please do your own research before making any financial decisions. And let's dive into the tracker right now. The stock price down at 349 right now. The total market cap is at $85.14. The S&P 500 ranking dropped to 112 out of 500, so it dropped 12 places. Bitcoin price is starting to recover, as is MicroStrategy stock, by the way, in the pre-market. Bitcoin price is up to 102,406, and MicroStrategy is also up in the pre-markets. We have a total corporate holdings ranking of number 1 out of 60. So again, not going to change ever, in my opinion. I'd love to see people try to make a run at this, but it's not going to happen. The Bitcoin value per basic share is down to 184. We've seen a high of 192 a couple days ago, and I expect as the price starts to trend back up, that will start to trend back up as well. The NAV premium is down to 1.89. So this is getting to a place where, man, once things do turn around, that spring is coiled that we've been talking about, and it's going to go. The unrealized profit loss, 17.85 billion profits for a return percentage of 65.91%. Let's talk about some catalysts today. We have the QQQ inclusion reconstitution in 1 day. And again, companies have been going ahead and starting that process all this week. That's why Michael Saylor has been pretty aggressive with the ATM, because he's taking advantage of this added volume. I mean, there was 3x the average volume the past couple of days on MicroStrategy stock. So Michael Saylor is taking advantage of that. And we have a great video that we're going to be showing you in a little bit that gets into exactly why that is. So stick around for that. The catalyst, by the way, for 2025, let's just take a second to go through some of these because they are plentiful and bountiful. We've got the presidential inauguration in just 32 days, and we're going to see what Trump does when it comes to that Bitcoin strategic reserve. The January Fed meetings just in 41 days, and then the FTX estimated 16.5 billion in repayments are being sent to customers. What are those customers going to do? They're not going to keep it in cash. They're going to want to deploy it to the market, especially at this time of year, post-halving. The MicroStrategy Q4 2024 10K earnings report is coming out February 9th. I think I'm going to have a little watch party for that because it's going to be fun. I mean, this is must-see TV, my friends. Michael Saylor on an earnings report is must watch, is must see, and we're going to have some fun with that. A couple news articles, why Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy will keep buying Bitcoin forever. These are just the type of articles that I love seeing because it just reinstates the narrative that Michael Saylor has been restating over and over again. He's never wavered. He is going to keep buying Bitcoin forever, my friends. And you and myself, the shareholders, we're going to benefit from that. This is another article I wanted to share with you. MicroStrategy may pause Bitcoin buys amid blackout rumors. This is going to the ATM issuance. And again, just a very misleading, incorrect headline by this outlet. But I wanted to just put this out here because you're seeing a lot of FUD, a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of doubt around MicroStrategy. I mean, there's a lot of people, understandably, that bought at 540, at 500, at 440, at 400, and they're underwater and they're wondering and they're scratching their head as to why this is happening. Well, for one, Bitcoin's taking a little bit of a breather right now. It's just kind of been chopping, around the high 90s to low hundreds for quite some time. And so that's going to affect MicroStrategy, of course, but also things got overheated as they sometimes do when people FOMO into things. And that's just a reality. Now these articles are coming out that's just allowing people to add to their fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Because listen, they're not pausing their Bitcoin buys. What Michael Saylor is doing, which I'm going to be sharing with you in this video that's coming up, is very simple. He's shifting from at the market, and there's a lot of reasons why he was doing at the market sales now, to issuing convertible debts, to issuing those convertible bonds to individuals that, or not to individuals, but to institutions that want those. So he's just not changing his strategy. He is just moving into the second part of what he was already talking about back in Q3 earnings report, where he was just very clearly saying, listen, 21 billion at the market, 21 billion convertible notes. How he was going to do that was going to be up in the air. 5 days later, 6 days later, the presidential election was complete. The red wave was complete. The market conditions were unbelievably favorable for Michael Saylor to do the ATM, the at the market sales. And he did that. And he's been maxing that out. And it's a long-term benefit to you, to me, the shareholders. And I'm really excited about that. But now in this video I'm about to show you, he says he is shifting. He is going to take a shift into doing convertible notes while still finishing off his ATM when the time is right. But now he's going to be shifting his focus to those convertible notes, which is going to be interesting because it's going to be a somewhat slowdown, if not pause, of the ATM, the at the market sales, which may not be keeping the price a little artificially lower than it otherwise would have been. Because when you just have organic buying and selling, the stock would have behaved a little bit differently than this inorganic selling, because Michael Saylor hitting the ATM is beneficial to you. It's beneficial to me, but it is inorganic selling. It is selling that's not natural to the markets. It's what he's doing that he knows is going to benefit us long term, but it's not organic. And so we're moving into a more organic phase, it looks like, in January, which is going to be really interesting to see. There may be some blackouts times when he's not even able to hit the ATM at all. And I'll be keeping you updated about that. That could be around the earnings report timeframe. So again, we will keep you updated around that topic. Let's move on to the next article I wanted to share with you. That Bitcoin buyer MicroStrategy is to change its fundraising strategy. And again, just another headline. It's not changing its fundraising strategy. It's just shifting to the second lever that it said it was going to pull back in the Q3 earnings report. It's already pulled it once, and it already pulled it in December with that huge convertible note offering. It's going to now do another convertible note offering, it looks like, in January, and this one could be big. It could be huge. We'll see. Some people are even saying it might be a negative coupon rate, which would be even better for MicroStrategy, but it's either going to be 0% or maybe in wild times, it might be a negative, which again, huge benefits for MicroStrategy and all of us shareholders. I wanted to talk about MicroStrategy shifting Bitcoin funding to fixed income securities. Again, this is just what's on people's minds now after this Bloomberg video that, again, I'm about to share with you. So this is where Michael Saylor is going to potentially start to lean off at the market selling and lean into his credits, his actual convertible notes that he's going to be pulling that lever, which is going to be really interesting and exciting to see how the market reacts to that. Let's get into some tweets that are pretty powerful. Michael Saylor is talking about the future of money. It's going to be determined by physics. I just love these images. There's actually a website where you can get all these Michael Saylor images. It's put out by his company, or they just post them, or they just like collect them all when people send them to him. But when it comes down to it, my friends, if you've really done the work and you've read the Bitcoin standard and you've studied the white paper and you understand Bitcoin, at least on some level, it's physics, my friends. And physics is just truth. And the reality is, if you believe that Bitcoin is going up, then you have to believe that MicroStrategy is going up, because it is going to be the Bitcoin treasury company of the world. Exciting times. Let's talk about this tweet from MSTR Updates. Bitcoin will become a $10 trillion asset. I don't know anybody that truly understands and loves Bitcoin that doesn't believe this. It is inevitable. And then MicroStrategy will become a $1 trillion company by relentlessly accumulating Bitcoin. It really is that simple. Let's talk about a little post from Grain of Salt. He's referring to how Michael Saylor sets the record straight and explains what they're up to, full speed ahead. And this is the video that I'm going to be showing you in a second here. I wanted to share this tweet, excuse me, from Punter Jeff. MicroStrategy at 380 is the new 58 BTC. He's just saying, what a steal, what a deal. MicroStrategy is at 380. If he had waited maybe one more hour, then he could have posted MicroStrategy 349 is the new maybe 50,000 Bitcoin. But I just wanted to share this with you because the people that believe in MicroStrategy, they believe in MicroStrategy. They're not going away with their beliefs. I wanted to share this tab. This is really interesting. This tweet. This is from the MicroStrategist. When in doubt, zoom in. And what he means by that is, look at this. This is the Q3 earnings report where they were talking about the capital raising target. Again, it was just illustrative. Illustrative. That's what it was. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then down there, he says that, it may be very dependent on market conditions. Very small font, but what basically this is sharing is like, hey, MicroStrategy is over delivering. They were saying that depending on market conditions, this was their goal over 3 years. Well, guess what? Market conditions were much better than they even could have possibly hoped for because this was pre-election. So post-election, the red wave coming in, they said, hey, we're going to be able to do this a lot quicker. And then as Michael Saylor says in this upcoming video, they're going to go back and say, okay, now that we've chewed through this, maybe let's just say by Q1, maybe Q2 of 2025, who knows the time frame, but once they chew through this 42 billion, 21 billion ATM, 21 billion convertible notes, then they're going to come back and say, okay, what now? What's next? And that will be very exciting. So I wanted to share this tweet with you because it's just very bullish times. Chris says, Saylor stated that 21 billion ATM would take 3 years to complete. He's about to pull it off in 3 months. That is a definition of under-promising and over-delivering. This is what Michael Saylor is doing. He is under-promising. He is over-delivering for you, for me, for the shareholders. Just be patient. He is not looking to benefit the short-term traders, the short-term options traders. He's not looking to benefit them. He said that multiple times. He's looking to benefit you, myself, the long-term vision partners, which are the equity shareholders of MicroStrategy. MSTR. Let's go. Now I'm going to share with you a couple of videos. The first one is a very cool clip that you're going to enjoy. I am going to share a little warning about the second clip. The second clip I'm going to share with you. It could end up getting blocked by YouTube. So I'm going to also put the full link to that video. It's about an 11-minute video that Michael Saylor did on Bloomberg. I'll put the full link in the show notes. So you can just go and click on the link in my show notes and watch the full 11-minute video. I recommend it. But I wanted to at least try to give you this like 1 to 2 minute clip of what I think is the most important part of the interview. So enjoy that. If it is for whatever reason, if this second video is not there, just go into my show notes, click on the link, and you'll enjoy it. And then we'll be right back.
And the first nation to print money, the first nation to print their own currency to buy Bitcoin wins. Right? Like, Tom, look what MicroStrategy did. We basically issue our own currency, our stock, and we buy Bitcoin. What happened? We went from $1 billion to $100 billion market cap is what happened. Is it inflation? It's only inflation if you print the currency to invest, to make a bad investment, right? If you print the currency to buy something that's appreciating faster than your inflation rate, it's actually accretion.
So we'll look forward to that. I am curious, with what you've raised so far, it seems like you've been tapping the market facility more so than converts in order to raise cash. And I'm wondering if there's anything to read into that.
Well, just the equity capital markets were very enthusiastic over the past 4 weeks. And so we're always considering, is it the convertible market? Is it the fixed income market? Is it the equity market we want to go to? And that's going to change from time to time. I expect that mix will shift more heavily toward fixed income markets in Q1 as we go forward, because right now we're probably getting a little bit too delevered and we'd like to actually get more leverage. We have about $7.2 billion of converts, but 4 billion of them are already essentially equity. They're through the strike price, they're through the call price, and they're trading with a delta approximately 100%. So they're looking like equity. And so we would like to go back and build more intelligent leverage for the benefit of our common stock shareholders.
Well, there you have it, my friends. Another day, another MicroStrategy today. I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope you found value. I hope that you're surrounding yourself with the right people. It's all about the noise. There's a reason why I end my other show, Entrepreneurs on Fire, which is a daily podcast where I interview the world's most successful entrepreneurs. We talk about business, we talk about strategies, tips, tactics, but I end every one of those episodes, and there's been over 4,500 over the past 12 years, with the phrase from Jim Rohn, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, that is so key. That is so important. By the way, if you're watching this video every day, I'm one of those 5 people that you're spending the most time with. I am a very optimistic, forward-looking person. So you're going to really benefit from that, in my opinion, because I'm going to just share with you my optimistic vision of MicroStrategy, which I hope to be the truth. I believe will be the truth. And it's based on a lot of research and a lot of following from a lot of people. The other 4 people you surround yourself with, I hope they're optimistic. I hope they're forward looking, because you become the average of the 5 people. And I'm here to pull you up, my friends, just like you're here to pull me up in the comments. I love your comments. So keep those comments coming. A lot of great commentary in those comments. But just be very wary of the other 4 people that you're spending time with. I go on Twitter and I am very, very careful about pruning out those toxic negative voices, the FUD, the people that are just spreading toxicity and fear and doubt and uncertainty. I don't need those people in my life. I have people in my Twitter feed, in my YouTube channel that I follow, whose content that I watch, that are positive, that are happy, that are optimistic people, that are forward thinking, that are forward looking. And I hope I can be that for you. I want to be one of those 5 for you. But remember, none of this is financial advice. So consult a financial advisor before making any financial decisions. And I'll leave you with this. Thank you to our sponsor, NordVPN, for supporting this channel, for making it worth me doing this show every single day. If you want to help support me and support this channel, check out the NordVPN link in the actual show notes as well, because it's about protecting your online identity for just a couple bucks a month, a few bucks a month, I think it is right now, because of their Christmas special. And my friends, as Michael Saylor would say, there is no second best.